Ladies and gentlemen, it is a new year and Chris is doing a goal. I obviously am the other host of being Mark. I almost forgot my own name there.
Great
Now,
start to the year, bud.
I know. Everything is having fun, so you know it's going to be a good stream. Well,
it's
not stream, podcast.
it's gonna be a good chat.
Oh, it's going to be great chats. Now, I
What?
am putting Chris in the limelight, the pork
Oh
slay,
god,
whatever you want to say. If you remember what he said last time, if
I
not, check
did.
it out. He mentioned this year he's got a goal, his own goal.
So I was pointing at the card where they could see what I said.
Oh, yeah.
Um. So yeah, this year my goal. By the end of 2023, I had 19 original songs written.
Mm,
Uh, well, 19 ones that I've worked on with Chrissy. Let's say it that way, because I wrote a bunch at secondary school, but I don't count any of them apart from one which I redid with
mm,
Chrissy.
mhm.
Um, but this year I want to write the 20th.
And yeah, and so he's got this goal, and we are expecting it to happen. And as it's obviously the first month of the new year, we need to keep his mind fresh. We're ready for it. So, Chris, what actually got you into writing songs? Like, what actually has driven you to the stage where you're happy to write songs?
Um, Funny thing is, I wasn't happy when I started writing.
Mm,
So I started the scruffy idea of a song called "Don't Want to Be Here," which never finished. By the way, I never figured out where that song was going.
mhm,
But I was unsatisfied with my job, and I was just like, I don't want to be here. And I
mm,
sort, I played around with some lyrics, made a melody.
mm,
No, Chrissy helped me with a couple of bits, but
mhm.
never really flourished. I then got the idea for a song called "Move." Uh,
Okay.
"Move" was Move was the first song where I looked back at myself and realized I'm not happy where I am. I
Mhm.
need to get out. I need to move on.
Right.
Uh,
I see.
Even though the song sounds like I'm talking to someone, I need to move on from you. That someone is a younger version of me.
I see. So it's quite like a self-reflecting on your
Yeah,
previous self to where you're
yeah,
expanding to where you're coming now.
exactly.
Mm,
Uh, and that was like the start of it. I enjoyed the process. I enjoyed working on it, and
mhm.
it just sort of evolved from there.
Oh, right. So you kind of say like it was your stepping stone.
Yeah,
Mm, okay.
yeah.
That's quite good then. So what are you thinking like your song's gonna go to? Like, do you have a genre that you like, or do you like to experiment?
I like to experiment. I've written a variety of
Mhm,
genres. I've done like a rap song, which not my favorite, but I
mm,
did it, and it was quite fun
mhm,
to do.
mhm.
Like, before anyone says, "Oh, he doesn't like," I like all my songs.
He does.
Like, I'm gonna say it. I love them all. It's just I have favorites.
Yes, he does. He
uh,
does have favorites.
um, I've written a few ballads. I've written love songs. I've written a swing song. Admittedly, the swing song wasn't for me. It was for Chrissy. I've
Mm.
written a couple of nonsense songs. Um, and I've written a few like mental health songs.
Makes sense.
But I don't have like a set genre. I
Mhm.
guess the closest, technically, it's would that be indie?
Maybe,
I I don't really know where my songs fall under.
but I think that's good because you're not focusing yourself in a
Yeah,
category.
uh,
So yeah, I'd say so.
yeah. If you know what genre my songs fall under, your challenge is to listen to all 19, which will be in the description below.
Mm.
Selfless Park. I'm doing this a lot for this show. Um,
Good
and
though.
just tell me. Just tell
Tell
me
him.
what genre it is.
He likes
If
feedback as
if all
well.
nine, there'll only be probably up to 17 or 18 on the channel
Mhm.
because one of them isn't being recorded. It's just a pure nonsense song that I wrote for me and my teacher. It's just a pure nonsense song. It's
Good
not
though.
it's not for upload because there's so many references that no one will understand.
Makes sense. Usually Chris is like that.
Yeah.
But so going into it, it's like where would you like to see your future songs going? Do you have like a rough idea?
I really don't. I've never written a song with the idea that it's gonna be a streamed, listened to big song.
Mm.
Like, it's never been my intention for that. I write for fun.
Right, I see.
It's just, if
Okay.
people enjoy them,
Yeah.
great. But,
So, so one thing is then, are you who is your toughest critic between you or your manager?
ooh, Scott is a very tough critic. I love him for it because he's really blunt and honest.
Mm.
Um, but when it comes to my original stuff, I'm the tougher critic. I may say I love every song,
Mhm.
but I'm like lyric. I think when it comes to lyrics and melody, Scott's the tougher critic. When it comes to the actual performance of the song, it's me
Right, I see.
because I write it the way it sounds in my head.
Mhm.
However, I don't always have the pure vocal ability to perform it how I want.
Mm.
Like just one time and driving in my car, two song, love them both. Just one time's like the rapper. I am not a rapper. Let's get this clear for the record. I am not that man. I cannot do everything. And then also the chorus is quite high. It's quite nasal, and I struggled with that at the time.
Mm.
I love the message I did for it, but
Mhm.
and then driving in my car again, like the verses, love them, but when I'm
Mm.
doing the chorus, it's quite da 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 da, and that's where my vocal ability struggled with.
Mhm.
So probably vocally, I'm my definitely my worst critic.
All right then. So what would you say between when you started your singing to the song like the songwriting? What are challenges that you originally had and you've overcome them now?
Um, when I started writing songs,
Mhm.
I would say my biggest struggle would have been the openness to a wider range of chords.
Okay.
As in what tone I would sing in.
Mhm.
I would like it quite low.
Mhm.
I was I had a very small minded view that I have a 1 or 2 octave range, like one and a bit octave range. I was
Mhm.
set in my ways. Uh I am now a lot more open to a wider range of notes that I sing. I
Mhm.
still like singing low, but I will sing higher.
I
I've
see.
taken my vocal ability from a bass baritone to more of a straight up baritone.
Mhm.
I'm more open to the higher notes, which
Okay.
is, and I'm more confident with it.
Mhm.
The biggest challenge I have is the creative element of getting the melody and words to fit the way I want.
I see.
But that's general. I think that's the hardest for every
Mhm.
songwriter, trying to
Mhm.
try to visualize it and then get it the way you want.
Right.
The hardest challenge for me is actually putting music to it because I can't play an instrument. But that's where
Mm.
Chrissy comes in.
So that's always quite handy.
Yeah. And then
So,
yeah.
so obviously, if you're, do you ever think about doing the music yourself then, like maybe like with like remixes of kind of stuff, or would it be always original?
Um, I haven't thought about like I do covers,
Mhm.
and I've done like I make Chrissy's helped me make a few cover tracks.
Mhm.
Um, and we do a couple of fun things. I did a cover of Far Over the Misty Mountain Cold, which was a
Mm.
mostly a cappella. I did a version of Old Man River, which was actually a Rickroll. It had the intro to Old Mountain River, and once the first like versey bit finished, you got the intro to Never Gonna Give You Up, which was great. I loved doing that. I did a version of Are You Lonesome Tonight for an open mic, but Elvis sings it, and where the second verse would fit in nicely, he speaks. He does
Mm.
a talking bit. I instead did a second verse. So, like, but at the same time, I'm quite happy just to sing a normal cover.
Nice.
So
Right. I'm going to throw you under the bus.
okay.
Do you reckon you can give someone an example about your low voice?
Oh, so you want a low voice?
Just do a little bit, like say like a line or anything that comes to your mind, mate. Imagine like it's whose line is it anyway? You got
So you want the
freedom to
low,
say what you
so
think.
you want a low singing voice?
Yeah, go for it.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
Not bad, not bad.
Bearing in
There
mind that
it
it's
is.
not warmed up at all, and we've been recording episodes for the past 2 hours.
And so this is actually quite impressive work. And the fact is, this is raw, as you
Yeah,
said. It's not. It's coming straight in, and after
yeah,
one, a day of working, two, recording for like the last few hours.
yeah.
Oh, we're really testing you
I,
today.
and I was actually on the phone for half an hour
Mm.
before we started recording as well. So I have not warmed up properly at all. That's lower than I would normally sing.
Mm.
That's like bottom of my range. Uh, when I'm not warmed up, I do sing a little bit higher than that normally, but that is
Mm.
low.
Yeah, and it's always quite impressive. And not many people can get low. It does take skill to keep it going as well.
Yeah, like there was a couple of bits of that. I could have done that better, but then I remembered I need a drink. I'm not warmed up. I've
And
been
to be fair,
talking all day.
and that's the thing. This is raw. It's like you're not in the peak. You're not in the best. It's
And I'm sat down.
like
I
that.
should really stand when I sing. It's not good for my
But
diaphragm.
yeah, and also the room can affect like the sound as well because it's like you can have the echoing, you can have
I'm
it
gonna
quiet.
I'm gonna enjoy recording that. But yeah,
So one thing is then, as you've set your goal of wanting to do a song, what can you see being your biggest challenge with making this song?
the concept.
The concept. Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna write the song about?
You got a rough
Cause,
idea?
huh?
You got a rough idea like where you want to go with it, or?
Not a clue. The idea hasn't hit me yet.
Mm.
Um, I literally write on personal vibes. Like a lot of my songs, I write by my own vibe at the time.
Mhm.
Or I remember a vibe I've had,
Mm.
and I vividly remember it, and I'm able to play off that.
Mhm.
So the song I've just written, "I'm Screwed," which today is probably my favorite I've written.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which takes the cake considering it's knocked two songs off the podium, which I've said have been my favorite for a long time. Especially one of them. One's been my favorite since about 2018.
Nice.
Yeah, it was the third or fourth song I ever wrote.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's been a favorite. But I'm Screwed is it's what's the best way to describe I'm Screwed? You know when you realize you've fallen for someone,
Yeah.
but you realize you can't be with them and you just have to learn to let go.
Ah, yeah, the old better to have loved and lost than to have loved than
That's,
not to have loved at all.
yeah, that's what I'm Screwed is, but it's like a musical number. It
Mhm.
builds and builds and builds, and I just love it so much.
Mm. Okay, it's quite
It
good.
initially wasn't going to be called I'm Screwed,
Hmm.
but because of the potential audience, I had to change the word.
Right, I know.
Yeah, but but yeah, no, it's going to be the idea of the song.
Oh,
It'll probably come to me at 1 a.m. when I'm driving home from something.
in this car.
Yes.
Hey, if anyone knows that song, I'm just like,
I'm really proud that you got the melody right.
of course, mate. I do. I am very supportive of what my friends do. And I always do.
Yeah.
I may not know everything about what they do, but I will always remember.
Yeah, and
the
consider that
execution.
was like the 11th song I wrote. It wasn't anything special. It was just
Uh,
It was just a fun, silly song.
oh, indeed. I mean, half the time you probably came up with when you're in the car.
Yeah, that was the whole reason behind that song.
And a lot of great ideas come from just sitting in the car. I mean, like the idea of this channel came from us talking in a car.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm always happy to answer questions about my songs.
So
No,
remember this, guys, for our social medias, because you can hit him up with questions, and you're more than happy to answer.
yeah. And just so I can answer this question, I'm Screwed took over Breaking Down.
Mm,
Breaking Down was my favorite song.
mm. Right. I think this is a good point where this is the start of the year. We've got a few goals. We know what your challenges are and what your favourites. We will come back to this topic. We will be checking up on his progress. And also the fact is, obviously with writing songs, it's the journey of coming up with it. You're going to be mixing, you're going to be choosing different things, different vibes. Who knows? We could throw some moods into a hat. And like, whose line is it anyway? You just pick up a thing and maybe try and come up with great ideas as we're coming along. Could be like experiences, stuff like that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Look at you smiling. Look at that little happy little face.
But yeah, no, sounds good. Yeah, hit us up on social medias. If you like what we're doing, leave a comment, leave a
Indeed.
like, subscribe, and yeah, we will see you next time. Lots of love, peeps. Bye.
Just a couple of guys chatting over a brew. Won't tell you no lies, yes.